Okay, it is 6 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. I'll go ahead and get started. Welcome. I'm Tara. I'm a mindfulness meditation teacher, and I'm also participating in Dry January. Thank you for joining. Today's day 3 of Dry January, and a few things I've noticed so far. I've slept really well the past 2 nights. And my dreams have actually been incredibly vivid. One of my dreams last night involved being at the beach and seeing strong riptides, very scary ones, and telling everyone to stay out of the water. And it reminded me of something that my teacher Tara Brock often says when leading meditations. She often reminds us to be that ocean that can hold all sorts of currents and life forms. And so that's something I'll be touching on today in today's meditation. I'll be reminding us to do that, to allow for all those different currents without letting them take us with them. Other observations: I did not wake up with a bad headache yesterday, which was nice. I did today. And I think that's pretty unfair considering I have not been drinking. Um, but I think it might have been because of how I slept. My neck got tight in certain areas, and that gives me a headache. I did find it easier to get started with my day, especially yesterday, and to stay focused throughout. And yeah, so that is going really well. I still have cravings, and particularly at this hour when I would normally pour myself a glass of wine. Yeah, I'm not going to deny I've had those cravings the past 2 days, but when I tune into them and when I accept their presence, and then when I nurture myself with bringing my mindfulness to my breath and perhaps to my body, to where my feet rest on the floor, the position of my hands, all of that really helps me just witness the craving, and it allows it to pass, and then I move on with my evening. So that's worked out really well for me. And that's why I've scheduled these sessions for this time. I know it's the witching hour for many. And during times like this, when we're trying to change our habits, we often try to resist any cravings or challenging feelings that arise. And that's what often leads us to a struggle and self judgment. I'm not cut out for this. I'm not going to make it. We often tell ourselves things like that. And that often leads us to give up. These sessions are designed to help us recognize our cravings as part of being human and to normalize them, hold them in self compassion, and be with them without letting them run our lives. These 20-minute guided meditations involve RAIN. It's an acronym that was created by Michelle McDonald in 1984, and it's evolved over the years by various practitioners. The way I approach it, RAIN stands for the following. R stands for recognizing any difficult feelings and cravings that are present. A stands for allowing cravings to be present without judgment. I stands for investigating cravings and the beliefs surrounding them. And N stands for nurturing the vulnerable parts of ourselves affected by these cravings. So before we get started, I just wanted to give a few reminders and guidelines. For these meditations, it's best to find a quiet spot, but it does not have to be silent. Noise is part of our everyday lives. There's no way to eliminate it altogether. So I'll prompt you throughout the meditation to find anchors where you can return your attention when the mind wanders. And often sound can serve as a great anchor. You might, for example, tune your attention to the soft noises around you as a way of bringing your mind back to the present moment. In addition, please don't think that your mind has to be blank or that you're doing it wrong if your mind wanders. Minds do wander, like cravings, that's natural. So whenever you realize that your mind is wandering and you bring your attention back to the present, that's a moment of mindfulness. Congratulations. You're always welcome to watch the recordings if you can't make a session or need additional guidance on the days when no sessions are scheduled. I'll be holding these live sessions throughout January on Mondays and Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern and again at 6 p.m. Pacific, and on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Eastern and again at 5 p.m. Pacific. So let's begin. I invite you to find a position that will allow you to feel comfortable for about the next 20 minutes and to be present. So this could mean sitting in a chair, just like I am here. I've got my arms on my armrest. I've got my feet flat on the ground. And I'm sitting upright, as you can tell. You're also welcome to sit on the floor, perhaps on a cushion or a yoga mat. Or if lying down suits you better today, you're welcome to do that. You can be as dramatic as you want. There have been many times when I've laid down on the floor for a meditation and just let the earth hold me because that's all I had in me at the time. So just do what works best for you at this moment. I'll give a short pause here as you get situated. Once you find the position that best suits you, you can go ahead and lower your gaze. You can either rest it on a focal point a few feet in front of you, or you can close your eyes altogether. As you rest your gaze, just do your best to relax any obvious areas of physical tension throughout your body. And then tune into your breath, breathing deeply into your belly for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Holding for 2. 1, 2. And out for 4 from your belly, then your chest. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. Breathing in again for 3. 1, 2, 3. Hold for 2. 1, 2. And out for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. One more time in. 1, 2, 3. Hold. 1, 2. And out. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now allow your breath to be natural. The breath is always with you. Just allow your awareness of it to be your home base and anchor to the present moment, noticing this breath and this one. If the breath is not a good home base for you, you might anchor your attention to another sensation instead. You could draw your attention to your hands and how they feel, where your feet rest on the ground, or where your backside touches the surface that you're on. Sound, as I said earlier, can also serve as a great anchor. You might draw your attention to the soft noises around you, perhaps the hum of the heater, the ebb and flow of nature sounds, or even traffic outside your window, the start and stop of voices in the other room. With relaxed, interested attention, discover what the sensations of the breath or your chosen anchor feel like, moment to moment. Where is your attention now? Each time you notice that your mind has wandered off is a moment of mindfulness. Gently bring your attention back to the inflow and outflow of the breath or your chosen anchor, offering a relaxed, wakeful presence. Now take a scan of your body, starting at the crown of your head and working your way down your face, the base of your skull, the front and back of your neck. Meet any areas of tension with kindness and do your best to relax them. Move your attention down the shoulders, the arms and hands, the chest and upper back. Again, relaxing what you can. You might imagine the whole body breathing. Working your way down your torso and lower back into the pelvis and bottom. Continue to meet any tense areas with kindness, relaxing what you can. You might draw your attention to where your body makes contact with your surface and allow the earth to hold you with patience, stability. Now call to mind your intention for this month, whether it's to stop drinking altogether, to only drink on certain days, or to reduce the number of drinks you have within the given period of time. Visualize that intention as clearly as possible. What does it mean to you today and to your plans for this evening? This will be our starting point for rain. As you become aware of your intention, start to focus on any feelings that may arise in response. Maybe you sense some resistance, doubt, or anxiety. If this is normally the time of day when you would pour yourself a drink, you might be experiencing some cravings. Just take a moment to be aware of those feelings. What sensations arise? What thoughts, images, or even colors are present? If you feel any tension or a strong desire for a drink, just recognize its presence. If your thoughts are racing, or if you're not even sensing much at all, recognize that too, without judgment. Just say hello to whatever is most dominant, perhaps the situation's overall tone. Now, send a message to your heart to let this dominant feeling be. Find a willingness within yourself to pause and accept this moment. You might mentally whisper yes or welcome. You might offer it a seat at your table. If you find yourself saying no to the experience, you can say yes to that feeling of resistance too. Whatever it is in front of you, this belongs. This too. You are simply noticing what is true for you without judging or controlling. Be that vast ocean that can hold all the currents. Now, zoom in on one challenging thought or feeling, whatever is most dominant, whatever is right in front of you. Approach it with curiosity. Explore this thought or feeling more deeply, as if you're holding a magnifying glass to it. What does it believe? What stories does it tell you? What does it think will happen if you don't drink tonight? Consider personifying this feeling. What do they look like? How old are they? You might picture your younger self telling you how they feel. Now draw your attention back to your body. Allow yourself to breathe naturally, patiently, and take another quick scan of your body. Where do you feel this emotion or thought? How does it feel? You might name any physical sensations associated with it, such as tightness, throbbing, burning, heaviness. What does the most vulnerable part of you need most right now? How does it want you to be with it? You might place your hand on your heart or wherever your body is affected, feeling the warmth and reassurance from your palm. You may imagine pulling that younger version of yourself onto your lap and embracing them. Or you might call on the presence of someone you consider deeply loving and understanding, such as a grandparent, child, or pet. They could be living or deceased, or a spiritual figure. Feel their compassion flowing into you, supporting you. Now, you might offer yourself some reassuring statements. It's okay. I'm here. Or I'm not leaving. I'm listening. I care. I love you. Discover what happens when you bring an unconditionally loving heart to the parts of you that are hurting or vulnerable. You might envision a big gold sun above you, bathing you in its bright, warm rays. Rest here for a few minutes. I'll prompt you at the end of the meditation. Now, after the rain, as you continue to sit in the openness, wakefulness, or tenderness that may have arisen, consider the following questions. In this moment, what is the sense of my being, of who I am? How has this shifted since I began the meditation? Keep these responses in mind as you move forward with your evening. When you're ready, draw your attention back to your contact with the earth, its sounds, your breath. You may open your eyes, taking in your peripheral vision, and then the sights in front of you. If you'd like, you may stretch, bend over, and return slowly to an upright posture. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. As you move forward into the evening, just if you sense any cravings, discomfort, challenging feelings, remember the practices, the breath practices that we tried during this meditation. Breathing in for 3, holding for 2, breathing out for 4. That's a good way to calm the mind, calm the body. You can also draw your attention to your hands or your feet and just focus on them for 10 to 30 seconds. That's a good way of calming the nervous system. And then moving forward, if you also have cravings or challenging feelings, it's always important to acknowledge them and to accept them. They're going to happen because you're human and they belong. But that doesn't mean that they have to run over you. So hopefully the practices that I offered will help you work with them. Thank you again. I'll be back here at 6 p.m. Pacific time, and then I will see you on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern, again, 6 p.m. Pacific. I'll be running the same schedule on Friday, and then on Wednesday, I'll be here at 2 p.m. Eastern and 2 p.m. Pacific. If you liked what you experienced today, give me a follow, give me a like. I'd appreciate it. Thank you. Um, and you're welcome to watch the recordings over the weekend if you need some more practice. And feel free to reach out to me through the comments, through email, through instant message, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you.